Hey everybody, I'm David.
And I'm Eddie.
And we are full-time gays.
And we're gonna show you how we hook up.
Big Blanche.
It's a big daddy.
But it was early, and we were tired.
And a little puffy.
Join us. Good morning, everybody. I'm David.
And I'm Eddie.
And it's early.
And it's moving day.
And it's moving day, but we're still full-time gays.
Yep.
And yeah, as Eddie said, this is moving day. We are at Rainbow Ranch in Groesbeck, Texas. And it's Saturday, June 5th. This is one of only a couple 2-day drives that we have this whole trip. We're going to make our way by tomorrow evening to SIRenity Farms, just outside of St. Louis, Missouri. But tonight we're going to stop at this little kind of right off the highway quasi campground. It's more like a RV parking lot with services.
It's a row of parking spaces.
But they have services, including sewer. And that's about 400 miles. And we average about 50 miles an hour, including stops and everything else. So for us, 400 miles translates to about an 8-hour day. And it's 8:15. We've been up for a while. I've been up for longer.
And
we are on our way to getting ready. We're going to start with the inside, the living room, the bedroom, the kitchen, the table, the bathroom. I just want to show you everything, but we will show you the most important pieces, which is the living room and the kitchen. We'll do some time lapses, and then we'll spend some time outside and look at how we get things ready, from putting away the flags to taking down the Wii Boost,
putting away the chairs,
and then getting the slides cleaned off, getting the slides in, getting hitched up, and getting out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. See you in a bit.
All right.
So one of the things that we have to do other than the inside is get stuff ready outside. And that the outside that has a lot of steps. Yeah. And so the first thing that we just are going to show you is getting our Wii Boost down, and we use zip ties to fasten it to the ladder. Mm-hmm. And because it's been so, well, anytime we go up onto the roof, I
don't do heights.
I go up onto the roof and I make sure the tops of all the slides are clear. They were no leaves, but there was some moisture, and so I just took the broom and I swept along all of those.
Yep.
Eddie brought the awnings in, and we closed the vent cover over our stove just in case, because they are calling for some rain today. We also have to get the flags down and
chairs put away.
Chairs put away. My weather station put away, and the lights, your fancy little rainbow lights, put away. And what else?
Get the hitch ready.
Well, yeah, of course. We have to get the slides in and get the trailer, the wheel chocks out.
Yep.
And hitch height. I already said slides in. Get it hitched up, and yeah, we'll go there in a minute too.
You'll see it all.
Yep, bye. all the slides are in, and one of the things that we once upon a time may have overlooked is to take out these fancy little wheel chocks before we push the button to raise the camper to the height of the truck hitch, or hitch height. And it's not a huge deal, but the tires do move a little bit as the camper goes up. So don't forget to take out those center wheel chocks if you have them.
Alright, so if your RV has these more ride step above steps, do yourself a favor. After you've swept out your rig, don't forget to sweep these off too. Otherwise, you're just going to pour everything you swept out back in.
Looks like you missed some.
Oops.
So we have disconnected everything from the camper. All of the slides are in. We are ready to go, and we've removed the wheel chocks, and we're ready to go to hitch height. And the controls for that are right in the propane compartment, and we just have to turn on that little guy by hitting the up and down arrow at the same time. We get a little flashing green light, and then we hit hitch height. Sometimes twice. And it first raises the back levels and the middle ones. Normally one of us is frantically picking up these boards and putting them into our pass-through at this point.
But for you...
And once those are finished winding, the front jacks will rise or lower to the last height it was at when you disconnected the truck. And it's usually dead on balls accurate. Success.
Alright, so we got the trailer all bundled up, ready to go, and now it's time to hitch her up to the truck. Step one, drop your tailgate. The other thing you want to do is make sure your power cord and your breakaway cable are available and not stuck up inside the trailer like they just were. Okay. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our claw on our hitch is open. As you can see right now, it's actually closed. Let me see if I can go ahead and open that up for you. And now you can see that it's open. That allows this pin to slide in there and hitch to the truck. All right, I'm going to guide David back so that we can hitch. Now, from David's perspective, he's trying to line the truck up with the trailer so that they're both straight. Any kind of angle will drive the tailgate into the front of the trailer, which we don't want. Are you lined up?
I'm lined up. Are you too high or too low?
Looks like we're good. Let me get the camera. All right, so David's got it lined up, straight forward. You can look here, the pin is going to go right into the gate. The other thing we're going to look at is there's two slopes. There's a slope here on the front of the trailer and there's a slope on the back of the hitch. You actually want these two slopes to touch. You don't want the hitch to come up above and drop in. You want these two to kind of lift each other up. Does that make sense? Okay? Yes, sir. And just like that, we're hitched. And it's gonna be hard to see, but you can see that the claw is clapped around the pin. Now we're good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and continue the rest of the stuff. I'm gonna put the locking pin in, secure the breakaway cable, breakaway cable is here and designed so that if the trailer ever comes disconnected from the truck as we're traveling down the road, it'll pull this pin and lock the brakes on the trailer so the trailer will stop instead of passing us on the highway. Then I give the trailer some power by hooking it to the truck. This will control all the lights, it'll control the brakes, and it'll also recharge the batteries. There you have it. Next thing you do is close the tailgate. And you're all hitched. Now the next thing we do is we do a pull test. Everything we just did, we make sure it's connected before putting up the jacks on the front, we leave those down. David will use the brake controller inside the truck.
Oh, this one.
And he will hold the brakes on the trailer while he puts the truck in drive and pulls. This is to ensure that the trailer is actually hitched to the truck.
I want to double check the cord.
Overnet powered. What I'm looking at now is the truck is not showing the trailer connected power-wise. So I need to double check this connection, make sure there's no dirt, debris, water, etc. and make sure I put it in all the way. Are we connected? Yes. I just verified we're connected. Also, don't forget to reclose your tailgate. Okay. All right, so he's now holding the brake controller so that the trailer brakes are locked. If you can see here in the dashboard, it's showing him actually pressing and unpressing the button. All right.
How would we want to use that, Eddie?
Well, in emergency situations, if we need more braking power, we can reach down there and put more brakes on the trailer. Also, if we're going down a hill, we could use the trailer brakes to slow us down instead of the truck brakes, so that when we get to the bottom of the hill, we still have brakes on the truck.
But we have to be careful, right? So when we hit the brakes on the truck, because it's connected to the trailer, it automatically applies a certain amount of braking power to the trailer through that cord without any input from us. Yep. And we set that up, like how much brake to what's the ratio, right? And we're heavy. She's big Lance, a big girl. And so every time we hit the brakes, now if we're going down a hill, one thing we can use that, especially if we start swaying in the back to straighten up the trailer to the truck. That's a really important step. But we also don't want to just sit there and ride the brakes, whether it's the trailer or the truck, when we're going down a hill. So as long as we have any option other than the brakes, we're going to take it. So we use the engine braking capabilities. The truck does it automatically to an extent. Yep. We can turn on extra settings. It's really cool. But the trailer brake, the manual trailer brake, I think I've only, how many times have I used it in the fifth wheel? Twice, maybe?
I know, coming out of Jones Pond down that giant hill in the mud.
Yes, we did do that. Yeah, we did do that.
All right, so let's do a pull test so that they can see.
Okay.
You're gonna do the brake controller to hold the brakes on the trailer, and he's gonna let off the brake on the truck and hit the gas a little bit.
Very little bit.
And trailer stayed connected. So we're good. We can now pull up our jacks and do our light check.
Parking brake.
Yes, and parking brake whenever you're connected to a trailer and you're getting out, parking brake. All right, now that we're all hitched up and we've done our pull test, we can actually go ahead and lift our landing jacks. Same controller from inside. We're gonna turn it on again by hitting the up and down button. Green light comes on, and we hit the retract all button at this point. Sometimes twice. And now the front landing jacks will come up and the back of the truck will go down.
It's like she's taking on some weight. I don't know. Now, for those of you that may have watched our Camp Buckwood video where we had an issue with the clearance between here and here on twisty turns, we might have raised the hitch over the winter by an inch, so now this sits up a lot higher. As a consequence, the back of the trailer sits just a little bit lower. It's almost hard to tell unless you're in a flat parking lot and you stay way back and you can see just a little bit. Now that's good and bad. It's good because we have more clearance. It's bad because it does put just a little bit more weight on the back axle.
And tires.
Yeah, and tires, right, compared to the front. And so what we've been doing on this trip since we raised that hitch is monitored very, very closely the tire temperature and the tire pressure And if there's any differences, there's always a difference on the sun side and the not sun side, but we've been looking to see if there's any difference in the back side to the front side. And so far we haven't, because it is a minuscule slope that the trailer sits on right now.
Yep. Perfect. A couple of tips I want to talk about before we set off is never, ever, ever put yourself between truck and trailer. That is a very dangerous place to be.
Don't go here?
Yeah, don't go there.
Okay.
Especially while hitching up, or even more so, the brake test or the pull-away test. If that trailer comes disconnected, it's going to land on you, and there's almost 4,000 pounds of pressure sitting on this pin, which would fall on you.
She's front heavy.
Yes. Same goes for when you're in a rest stop, or if you happen to pull off the side of the road or getting gas. Never step in there, for the simple reason, if somebody rear ends the trailer, you're going to be squished in there. So just don't do it. All right, the other thing we're going to do is we're going to do a light check. That's not just the back lights, but we're going to check all of our clearance lights, which include the ones way up top there, ones along the side, one in the middle, one in the back. And of course on the back we got our 2 tail lights, we got our 5 clearance lights up top, and side markers on this side as well. Now David's going to do a light test, which consists of him getting in the truck, stepping on brakes, and giving me turn signals so that we can make sure that they all work. So we got brake lights. I'm going to give him a thumbs up, let him know. Now we got a left turn signal. Thumbs up to let him know. Right turn signal. Thumbs up, let him know. Now we know all the lights work. All right, David's inside the truck. He's getting all the GPS systems and all that stuff ready to go. I want to go ahead and pull the wheel chocks. Sometimes they get stuck under the tires, so we might have to get David to move the rig either forward or backwards so I can get those out. Let's take it on a journey. All right, wheel chocks. These want to stay in here until you are secured with the truck so that the trailer doesn't go anywhere. And here's a good example. This one got a little bit stuck, but I was able to yank it out. We keep them just in the bed of the truck. Yes, they're just plastic, but they don't fly out. Done tens of thousands of miles and they stay right there. You may have noticed we didn't put a wheel chuck under every wheel. Not necessary. If you feel more secure doing so, that's up to you. All right, we have another back one here, a little bit stuck. That one came out. All right, so that one we're gonna have to leave there and have David pull the truck forward up just a hair. Now come in.
Hi.
We need to pull up just a hair. We have 1 chock on the back.
Okay.
Yep. There you go. All right, now he's taking the pressure off of that wheel chock. I should be able to pull her out. And there you go. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have David pull forward enough so we can pull those boards out from under the wheels. Because we're not leaving them behind. If you've seen the prices of lumber lately, it ain't cheap. All right, let's pull forward and get off the boards.
Okay, let me plug this in real quick.
Now I'm gonna stand on the driver's side so David can see me in his mirror, and that way I can let him know when he's off the boards.
Are you ready?
I am.
No other chocks, right?
Nope, you're good. David and I have predetermined hand signals, which is a very good thing to have if you are a couples team, because if you're ever in a situation where you can't hear each other or your phones don't work, you need a backup system. All right, I'm going to put these boards away and then we're going to discuss getting out of here. All right, we're pretty much all set. We're going to do a final walk around, which is just going to include making sure everything is secure, which includes awnings and slide outs, And we're gonna make sure all the doors are locked, which they are
That's not locked, Daddy.
Whatever, that's what this is for. Okay.
And I check all the windows to make sure they're closed and sealed.
Make sure the slide outs are closed.
Yeah, we always make sure that there's no daylight between the slide seal and the camper. Awnings are in and in their slots. It found its way in the hole.
Ah, all the innuendos.
Lights.
Camera.
See, redundancy is important because as good as both of us are at this, because we've done it a time or two, it's entirely possible. Like a pilot uses a checklist, even if they're a super advanced airline pilot, they still use checklists, right? We double check each other in case one of us forgets something. And sometimes it happens.
Not a matter of distrusting each other, it's just a matter of making sure that we're both going to be safe.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just going to do a shameless, actually a an actually shameless plug. Another channel that we follow and got a lot of good information on, they have a very in-depth video of how they set up, including how he uses checklists, is Changing Lanes. Straight couple, they are full-time RVers. They have a beautiful toy hauler. They've got like 65 or 70,000 followers. Follow us too, by the way, if you haven't already. Help us get closer to that number.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, Changing Lanes is also a good resource for in-depth information about internet, about packing up, about products you can use and hacks you can do. We just like to do reviews.
All right, so I think we're looking good on the rig. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna discuss our exit strategy to get out of the park. We're actually in a pretty good situation today here at Rainbow Ranch. Our site that, well, we actually kind of chose on purpose, which happens to be right here on the very end, also happens to be lined right up with the exit. So for our exit plan, it's literally just pull out. Well, pull forward. God. We're so gonna get demonetized in every video.
Not gonna get more than a dime for this video.
All right, so we're ready to go, and we'll catch you later. All right, destination number 1, Rainbow Ranch, has ended. We are off and running for our 2-day drive to SIRenity Farms in Sullivan, Missouri. Wait a minute. Isn't he supposed to stop and let me in? Wait. Damn it.